So today was the big day. Modern Warfare was officially revealed to the world, and while we dropped a bunch of information in our earlier upload here on the channel today from our briefing out in Los Angeles last week, there's still plenty of stuff that we haven't gotten to cover yet that is brand new information. So in this one, we're going to showcase the trailer, showcase a few things you may have missed from that, talk the huge news in terms of MP and post-launch content, and so much more. It's going to be a packed video, so we're going to jump right into it. But before we do, we're going to have a ton of Modern Warfare content coming up throughout the weekend. So if you guys are interested in any of that and want to stay up to date with all things Modern Warfare, and we're going to be doing a couple of cool things that I think will be rather enlightening for you guys in terms of information-wise for Modern Warfare. If you're interested in any of that, maybe consider hitting the subscribe button and maybe even the bell to stay notified for every single upload. That said, jumping into it, if you guys haven't seen it already, the trailer I think is absolutely fantastic. I'll let you guys see it right now for you guys, and we'll play it uninterrupted and jump back into a little bit of a breakdown once we get on the other side of this. So enjoy.
The rules have changed. There's a fine line between right and wrong. And somewhere in the shadows, they send us in to find it.
126 actual. Target is in the main house. You have execute authority.
Bravo 6. Going dark.
Start clear!
Victor 6-4, green light.
Chemical weapons are now in the wild.
Foreman copies that.
Guys, hostiles assaulted civilians. Get to safety, go!
We get dirty, and the world stays clean. That's the mission.
Who's your team?
Some old comrades.
Now, that looks really sick to me. Of course, the campaign, as we mentioned and talked about a little bit more in detail in our video earlier in the day, talking from our pre-briefing experience and everything like that, realism was a very big focus here on this. They wanted to make a realistic war story and something rooted in, well, modern day times. And a fun little fact also that I can throw in now here at this is that when we take a look at the timing of everything like this, well, October 25th is actually when the game launches, but the one mission that we ended up seeing, Safe House, when we saw it, it might be subject to change. The date actually on when that mission was carried out in that entry text that gets redacted and everything like that we see at the start of every campaign mission, that was actually set for October 20th, 2019. So the game is literally coming out a few days after when that event would have happened in the campaign. But in terms of stuff that you'll see in the campaign trailer here, the story reveal, that's something that it's all pretty straightforward here with this. That opening sequence where you're in the woods and then it of course pans over to Captain Price, that was actually the part that we ended up seeing earlier on in the briefing. Everything else though, in terms of trailer wise, we didn't see, but there were portions of the trailer that were cut up from the missions that we saw. So things like that city scene where the terrorist jumps on the car with the FAMAS and the officer shoots back at her, that's one of the missions we ended up seeing that leads to the mission Safe House. The sequence where it comes in for a flyby of the child, that was a mission that we ended up seeing. That was that really brutal one that we described here on the channel earlier. And so there were bits and pieces that we did see a little bit more in detail, but everything else is pretty straightforward, setting up the world and universe of this Modern Warfare. Outside of that, the only other thing to really point out from the trailer is, well, some of the weaponry scene. There's a couple of different frames in which you can see weapons and all that kind of stuff, and so we'll start out sequentially here. The big one is that whenever we see Price, that is what I think is the M13. There are a few weapons that we ended up seeing in the game from the mission footage that we saw where they were walking us through the playable level. We saw some names, the outlines, and even some of the equipped weaponry in that, but this one looks to me like the M13 and also resembles a little more of a default rifle here at this, and it might be a placeholder thing, but it also might be something that officially licensed names aren't going to be returning this year. So I guess we'll see in time with that one, but in the night vision sequence, we end up seeing that there is the MP5, That's one that we've known for quite some time in the Modern Warfare series. The Piccadilly Terrorist has the FAMAS. The Piccadilly Officer, it doesn't really seem to fit the match of the Glock or the revolver that we saw in the campaign missions, but it does seem to be that of maybe the X16 pistol that we saw. The Dragged Soldier looks to be holding an M9, but again, I didn't see that anywhere in the mission playthrough that we ended up having there. What I'm assuming is the Rebel Soldier, that's an AK-47 returning, and then the Night Vision Raid Soldiers are utilizing the M4 and possibly the M13 as well. So simply talking about the trailer, we do have a bit of weaponry on deck along with some of the base storyline here with this. Again, reiterating some of the main focal points and characters, we're going to end up playing with Captain Price, and there are 2 Middle Eastern rebel characters that we know of from the campaign missions as well. But the one thing that really got me was the ending sizzle line here where the Overwatch seeming communication says, "Who's your team?" And you just hear Price say, "Some old comrades." To me, that is awesome. It leaves it open-ended for even more surprises later on down the line for some of those more iconic characters from the Modern Warfare universe. But that said, moving along outside of the trailer, there's still a ton to talk about, so let's get into that. Just a real short and brief recap. I don't know if we can necessarily call it a brand new engine, but it's definitely an overhaul of the existing engine. I can't remember off the top of my head which one it actually is, but Infinity Ward ended up acquiring a studio in Poland a couple of years back, to which that studio has solely been working on the engine itself, and this has apparently been in development now as a whole for 5 years. So it looks fantastic graphically. Everything that you saw in the trailer was in-game footage, not in-engine footage, pre-rendered or anything like that. It's all real-time like that. The audio is absolutely stunning, and so on and so forth. So it looks to be a good year in terms of the actual output here with it, but we also have to keep in mind that we don't know exactly what this was being portrayed on. It could be a high-end PC rig, or it could be a stock PS4. So until time allows us to have more fully hands-on time with it for everybody commercially, we'll have to see where that ends up coming down to as a baseline. Let's talk outside of campaign, because while I unfortunately don't have any information on a playable build or anything like that of MP or any gameplay, nobody will. That's something we didn't get any hands-on with or anything like that. But MP does still have some slight information here based off of some press releases and statements made by Activision and Infinity Ward as of today. MP, the biggest thing here probably out of this is the change to the content system post-launch. There's not going to be a season pass. You heard that right. No season pass, NO season pass. That's awesome. It's going to be free maps granted for all players, and that's something that there apparently is still PS4 exclusivity around. That's 7 days still, again, like Black Ops 4 had, rather than the 1 month of DLC. And, of course, it is free. Everybody's going to have access to the map, so it sucks that exclusivity may still be a thing. I know that some people are really heavily invested into that, and they absolutely hate it, and I totally understand. Some people don't care as much, but honestly, I'll take what I'm given it this time. It's not 1 step forward and 2 steps back this time, seemingly. Instead, just 1 step forward. So I'm all for it right now. I'm happy with that. But the other big thing here for MP is that crossplay is absolutely confirmed. This was officially confirmed by a press release statement here with this, where Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC can all theoretically play together. I'm pretty sure that as it stands right now, it's a big, hot, jumbled mess of confusion as of the time recording this, but it seems like PlayStation 4 and Xbox One can queue up together in any lobby, whether that be you're partied up with somebody on another platform. It might still be where you have to party up with them to get those cross-pollinated lobbies, and then PC is still its own separate thing where you're only going to get matched with PC players if you play with somebody on PC. So you could be on PlayStation 4, but unless you party up with somebody on PC, it shouldn't put you in a PC lobby. So in that sense, it's awesome to be able to play with your friends on whatever console they may be on, but it also doesn't muddy up the playing experience. Say if you go up against a squad of god tier mouse and keyboard aim gods, or maybe they actually have some scripts in which it's aimbotting. That's something that, of course, is definitely way more possible on PC than it is on console, but you won't have that sort of experience. But still, crossplay is definitely something that, from a futuristic standpoint and thinking longevity of Call of Duty, this was definitely needed and a huge step in the right direction here with that. So I'm all for that. Outside of MP and the information that we have here at this, co-op has not been announced, but apparently there's some information on the PlayStation Store that ended up detailing that it sounded like Spec Ops. It's not zombies, it might not necessarily be Extinction, but more so tier-based combat that, again, is reminiscent of Spec Ops. Unfortunately, there also is no information on a Battle Royale. I know I've been getting a ton of questions about that here in the comments, and also over on Twitter, but that's something that admittedly we did pry for some information on that, but got absolutely no response whatsoever on that. Plus, anything officially here that we ended up seeing press release wise as of today did not indicate that at all. One thing though that was interesting is that it showcased again from the PlayStation Store or something like that, that it was a player count of 2 to 20 players, so seemingly one Ground War is back, but also 2, 20 players isn't a battle royale game, so that might be something that it is not included here with this, but if that were to be the case, my guess is that Blackout goes standalone and free to play later this summer, so that it runs in conjunction for players that do want some battle royale stuff. But that's based off of just an educated guess, no information whatsoever. The final thing to talk about is, one, the purchase options here that were made available and gave us some insight into something, and also the operators, what they are and what exactly they do. Are they specialists or what are they? But instead, let's talk about firstly the Call of Duty purchase options for Modern Warfare. Firstly, you end up having the Standard Edition, which is $59.99, which is your base game, custom in-game tactical knife, and also 1 prestige token in Call of Duty Black Ops 4. These are digital items, by the way, so of course there will be regular standalone $60 games that you can pre-order from your own retailers, wherever that may be, in some offers they may individually have. But the Operator Edition is then $79.99, which comes with all 3 of those things listed: the game, custom in-game tactical knife, 1 prestige token, as well as 3 digital operator packs, that being the All Gillied Up Operator Pack, Crew Expendable Operator Pack, and the Warpig Operator Pack. And then the Operator Enhanced Edition is $99.99 with all of that stuff that we just mentioned, plus 3,000 COD points. Now, there also were a few things listed exclusively on GameStop, that being the Precision and the Dark Edition of the game. So the Precision Edition included the game, a steelbook, a pair of Control Freak Modern Warfare thumbsticks, a Control Freak Modern Warfare controller skin, and then the Code Animated Calling Card pack, as well as the Gillied Up, Crew Expendable, and Warpig Operator packs. So while it's not a digital one, comparably it's not a bad price, given that you have all that kind of stuff minus the in-game tactical knife for the exact same price as the Operator Enhanced Digital Edition. So the only other thing outside of that is that there was the Dark Edition listed, but there's absolutely no information on that just yet. Probably the Collector's Edition, like we saw the Mystery Box or the Juggernaut Edition of the past 2 Black Ops games. Personally, I'd love to see the return of the night vision goggles as that bonus, but that might be asking a little bit too much, especially because it already happened in the past before. But as for operators and the operator packs, well, this is where we end up starting to see some more information detailed again, coming back and tying it to what will inevitably be MP. The operator packs are simply customization items. With it comes an operator skin, cosmetic weapon variants, and additional bonus items. Each of these operator packs have one of those things listed per operator pack, so if you end up pre-ordering that, you theoretically could get 9 items. But in terms of operators, they are not specialists by any means. They're just simply your playable characters with some backstory. They're cosmetically different and have some backstory of their own. So think specialists, but without any sort of different properties that set them apart from anybody else. Just a different backstory and lore, and maybe some things that are tethered to their character for customization. Such as the All Gillied Up Operator Pack goes with the operator named Grinch. His theme is a full sniper ghillie suit, with the cosmetic weapon variant being the bolt action sniper rifle with additional camouflage on that one. The Crew Expendable Operator Pack is tethered to the Otter Operator, where his operator skin is the Special Operations with the gas mask, very similar of course to Crew Expendable, and the cosmetic weapon variant is the short-barreled pump action shotgun. And finally, that Warpig Operator Pack is for the operator named Wyatt, who ends up having the Ground Infantry Desert Camouflage Tac Vest and the weapon variants of the pistol with a lightweight custom trigger and other slight design changes there as well that do not alter any of the in-game attributes or stats of the weapon. So in that sense, operators are returning, but not in any capacity that we've seen them before. They have absolutely nothing associated with them game-altering wise from what we know of right now, like they did in Black Ops 4 and Black Ops 3, and nothing tethered to, say, divisions like we had in World War II. They're just simply cosmetic characters you can play as. But ultimately, that is everything here outside of it, everything that came out after the trailer and everything was officially revealed. So that said, that's where we're gonna wrap it up. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I am seriously super excited to see what comes of this, what information comes out in the next upcoming weeks, months, and so on and so forth, up until inevitably that October 25th release date. So again, leave me your thoughts in the comments down below. Are you guys excited for anything in particular? If you have any questions, again, make sure you drop them down there in the comment section down below so I can end up pulling together and doing this AMA style video that we're going to be probably doing as of tomorrow. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you drop a like down below. And of course, if you're new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Call of Duty Modern Warfare, updates, news, information, all that good stuff. We got you covered here on the channel. So if any of that interests you, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing. If you guys also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, there's the best place to get connected outside of YouTube. Practically live on both those. So if you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, that link is down there in the description below. But outside another way, thank you guys all so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.